it's okay to be on the grass like this. I don't know. Governor Bush, how are you?
Good.
Need a ride?
Sure.
Let's go. Can you help me navigate? Because I don't know where I'm going.
Where do you want to go?
The Biltmore is turning 100. Can you believe this place? Let's go.
The Biltmore is iconic, opulent, a breathtaking structure that towers over the lush landscape of Coral Gables.
Liane.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Oh, you know why I'm here.
Great to see you.
I'm so glad you called me, though. You know, I grew up in Coral Gables, and the Biltmore is one of the icons of the city.
It's a haven for the well-heeled, the well-known, sports stars, and a not-so-secret spot for locals, like my friend and colleague, Liane Morejon.
I remember driving by it on my way to elementary school, coming here for 4th of July celebrations and fireworks and going to have ice cream with my dad after.
Look at the architecture. It's really incredible, isn't it?
And it really provides so much inspiration. There's so much old Spanish architecture in the city. I know my mom personally, she loves interior design, loves architecture, and when it was time for her to really sort of play up the look of our 1920s old Spanish home, she came here to draw inspiration.
Inspiration found in the country club ballroom.
Okay, come look.
Oh, look at these ceilings.
Wow. We came to this exact ballroom because she knew that there was stenciled ceilings. And I was with her with like a Benjamin Moore color wheel, and we were trying to match up, like, what does this red look like? Okay, what shade of green is this? What shade of yellow?
So when you say she came here, she just kind of walked on in?
Quite literally. I was a little more apprehensive, but she's kind of brave, especially when it comes to artistic endeavors.
So every floor of this hotel has a theme.
And this one is pretty clear with all the pictures on the wall. It's the golf floor.
It is the golf floor. It's really just beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. You know, I have memories of the golf course, not playing. Can't do that, but I do remember coming a lot for 4th of July. It was something where you'd always run into people you went to school with or people from the neighborhood, and the Biltmore just looks so beautiful lit up with all those fireworks.
You are not going to believe, actually, who I gave a golf cart ride to.
Who?
Former Florida governor and presidential candidate, Jeb Bush.
Have a great morning, guys. Good to see you.
He's a mainstay here, where his fast-paced golf game is legendary.
I hear you are a notoriously fast golfer.
So
How did that come about?
It's a genetic flaw. All Bushes, I think, play fast. If I was going to play golf with kids, you got to, you know, play early and play fast so you can get back to be with your children. You don't want to have golf widows. Like, that's just not good for the community.
Okay, so
for
this
my
is
little
actually relationship advice.
community. Definitely.
You've had offices here at the Biltmore for a long time.
2007.
What is your favorite part of the Biltmore? There's got to be some nook or cranny that just speaks to you.
Well, other than Sunday golf, it's just the people here.
Politicians of all stripes have stumped, spoken, and schmoozed at the Biltmore.
To 100 years and 100 more.
The CEO, whose family took over the building,
When we talk about that blend between old world and the modern flair that we need to provide,
knows every guest matters.
it's a remarkable milestone for us, as you can imagine. I mean, to be part of a living legacy, to be part of a landmark that turns 100 years, not just in the state of Florida, but our country as a whole, it puts a special onus on us to make sure that it is truly memorable. It's truly something special to celebrate the rich history of what the landmark has throughout this past century.
Also memorable, the new menu in this new bar called Brandy's.
Deviled eggs with caviar.
Well, there needs to be opulence along with traditional flair, so that's why we do both.
With throwbacks to a bygone era.
Now, if I were here for an event in 1926, this is what we would have.
You would have this.
Do you shoot it back? What do you do?
I would use that personally, but that's just
All right.
my suggestion.
I will take your suggestion. All right, cheers.
Cheers. I would always want more caviar, but that's a personal preference. This was a drink of choice of some of our more famous, some would say infamous, guests that stayed with us at times.
Al Capone liked this kind of rye?
He did. You have a full cascade of flavors and tastes that would appeal to every palate. But if you want something to know what it was like back in the day, it was this, minus, of course, the bathtub gin. We don't believe in that here anymore. The Biltmore in this location was something incredible. A timeless, elegant structure that was more than something they had ever seen in most of not just Florida, but the United States.
Luxury, legends, and a little lawlessness.
He wanted a building as part of this Mediterranean model to reflect Spain.
We dive into the history of the Biltmore next. The early 1900s in South Florida was wild, literally.
But you have to be kind of hardy to want to move to South Florida.
You do. The heat, humidity, and mosquitoes, yes, you do.
But by the 1920s, developers wanted a piece of it. The land boom was in full swing, and a real estate magnate named George Merrick started building what is now Coral Gables.
He wanted a community, that would be almost self-sufficient. Everything from a big hotel to a hospital, from a school to various churches.
Although he never set foot in Europe, Merrick was inspired by Washington Irving's book, Tales of the Alhambra.
He was a dreamer, he was a reader, he was a poet, he was a writer, and his idea was to plan a beautiful community based on a Mediterranean model.
And to lure the well-to-do, an elegant hotel as the city's centerpiece, called the Biltmore.
He had envisioned a singular hotel. He wanted a building as part of this Mediterranean model to reflect Spain. You go to Sevilla, Spain, the cathedral there, this replicates the cathedral. It's what they call the Giralda Tower, the upper part of the Biltmore Hotel.
He saw more than just a hotel or a landmark. He saw some ambitious project that would define the South Florida landscape.
Credit architectural firm Schultz & Weaver, a team of designers and Bahamians who already called this area home, whose craftsmanship with local limestone was unmatched.
The coral rock, especially at the entrances to Coral Gables, that stone masonry that you see across those entrances, that was the skills of those people.
So George Merrick may have had the vision, but it was really a lot of these Bahamian craftsmen who carried it out.
Yes.
They were great builders. They could plant trees and plants in the Oolitic limestone because they had the same experience back in the Bahamas.
In 25 is when they finally broke ground on this. 10 months later, they opened the Biltmore, which in and of itself is a remarkable feat.
On January 15th, 1926, the hotel made its debut to the public.
It was a grand days of celebration. The following day, it was a grand affair for the general public.
These were the who's who of society.
Indeed, they were.
The sparkling pool was home to pageants.
We had dive competitions there. Miss Florida way back in the day.
Where the actor who played Tarzan famously worked as a lifeguard. It would be prime waterfront in a landlocked city.
We are acutely sensitive to the fact that we're not on the beach. We define ourselves as something more than just, a water property.
If you took the cost of all of the entrances, City Hall, the Biltmore, the churches, the University of Miami, the infrastructure to build out, 2 golf courses, all of that to lure people to come down.
And a gondola ride to a fake beach.
Yeah, right here. They'd take off in that canal and go all the way down to Tahiti Beach.
But before you did that, you would actually hear there was gondolas in the pool itself. They had a floating bar at one point, and so here was one of the pictures they had early on. As you can see, the side of the embankment is not so desirable. Now that's all flush green because it's the golf course.
And legend has it, the Biltmore was also a favorite for one well-known gangster.
Is it true that Al Capone ran a speakeasy here?
We are pretty certain that Al Capone ran a speakeasy here, yes.
It's also true that Capone's associate, bootlegger Thomas Fatty Walsh, was killed right here on the 13th floor in a hail of gunfire.
He indeed was the man on site running the operations, and he was unfortunately shot and killed in this very suite here, and there's still a bullet hole up there in the wall, said to be from that tragic day for Fatty Walsh.
It's a luxury suite you can still rent today.
Because of that, is the 13th floor haunted?
I think that depends on who you ask.
I have personally never seen a ghost, but I have heard others that have sworn that they have. So again, it depends on what you want to choose to believe.
I leave that up to everyone staying in the suite to figure it out for themselves.
From wounded soldiers to empty halls and police drills, the Biltmore's forgotten chapters you've never heard. Next.
Nazi troops under fanatical leaders determined to continue the bitter fight, all escape routes are being blocked.
A global conflict transforming a tourist haven into a training ground, and the aftershocks are jarring. July 1942, the U.S. Air Force posts military police at the hotel and golf course.
You get to a time where suddenly the country is called. This landmark actually answered that call.
And by the next year, the Biltmore Hotel, once a symbol of luxury, is converted into a military hospital, treating wounded soldiers returning home.
It transformed into a military hospital, Air Force Army Regional Hospital. It's a testament to its own service towards that war effort.
The Biltmore remained a hospital for the Veterans Administration, but closed in 1968.
When it closed, I think that was its darkest chapter in its history, as you can imagine.
Time took its toll.
It was dark, it was smelly, it didn't have functioning AC.
This elegant beacon was an empty shell. South Florida police departments used it as a training site, SWAT teams rappelling off the side.
Law enforcement used it as a training facility.
Then the Prescott family took over operations.
I was one of the first people that actually came here when we reopened the property. It was eerie in the sense of the darkness, the coldness within inside the property itself.
And just months after opening in 1992, a monster storm named Hurricane Andrew roars through. Like the Great Miami Hurricane of 1926, history seemed to be repeating itself.
Like 1926, You pour your heart into it, financially and otherwise, and then all of a sudden, in our case, which was very similar to what happened, years earlier, in this case, Hurricane Andrew hits. A level 5 storm, as you know, that truly decimated a large part of South Florida. That hurricane, unlike the earlier one in 26, moved so slowly and sat on top of Miami for so long that it wreaked havoc in all the houses around here. That was a moment of certain, reflection, I would say, introspection from us saying, do we want to continue doing this? Is this not a sign from a higher power that maybe this is not a good thing? We took solace from what happened earlier, that you move past this. It's a test of resiliency. It served as an emergency evacuation center. It served as a first responder center. I have a picture and memories of my father, for instance, with some of his colleagues bracing the front door in the lower lobby here, going out where the firefighters were attached, tethered to a line to go in and get families that were down the street by the church to bring them in because their house had been wiped away and they were just trying to get someplace safe. It was a harrowing experience. It is certainly one that challenges you, and whether you're saying, is this worth it, or do we just move on and not bother? Being a historic structure, you're always going to spend more, but that investment that you pour into it, it truly pays a dividend in ways that you can't imagine. That's almost a core bedrock of the Biltmore as well, is that resiliency. 10 years after that storm of 92, we did kind of a reunion, and I remember people coming up and talking to me and saying, what you guys did truly saved this community. And that is very nice for people to say, but they meant it. It really was something for their family, and so that's the source of pride that I don't think I'd get anywhere else.
"100 years old, still timeless."
What's your birthday wish for the Biltmore?
Boy, that's a big one.
What's kind of your birthday wish for the Biltmore?
We'll show you the Biltmore is honoring a century of elegance and memories while building and celebrating its future next.
Couldn't have picked a more beautiful day.
I know, it's gorgeous out. I had to take my sweater off and sort of bask in the glow.
There's something magical and serene about the Biltmore pool. Maybe it's the memories of past elegance here. Maybe it's the promise of new memories to be made.
I love being here at the pool. There is so much history here, from pageants. Tarzan was actually a lifeguard here.
Bathing beauties and diving competitions, there's so much.
You actually brought your daughter here.
Yeah, when she was little, I think she was about a year old. We got a cabana to celebrate a family birthday, and it was a really fun day. I love looking back at the pictures.
The Biltmore celebrating a century as one of South Florida's most luxurious resorts and storing away pieces of that history.
I'm excited here to gather with the mayor, with the rest of you, with our colleagues to celebrate 100 years of the Biltmore.
A time capsule to recognize and honor 100 years buried at the iconic hotel and golf course. A variety of items locked inside for someone 100 years from now to open. And what better way to celebrate 100 years than with some action on the green?
You all should be very proud that you are playing on one of the premier historic Florida golf courses.
For the Biltmore, the future looks bright, with plans in place meant to honor its famed past and restore and maintain its historic features, part of a multi-million-dollar renovation partnership with the city, where progress and preservation constantly do a delicate dance.
What's kind of your birthday wish for the Biltmore?
Just to keep on keeping on. I mean, it's such a unique thing to have a magnificent structure in the middle of a residential area. And I think they're respectful of the neighborhood, which is important. It's wonderful.
From a birthday wish, it'd be continue to remain its timeless self, but move forward with the changing environment around it.
It's not a museum. It's a living, breathing place that so many people come to enjoy.
I know, and like I've said before, the fact that it was part of my own neighborhood just was so special, and what a special part of growing up here and being able to enjoy it and come and celebrate milestones here.
So what's your birthday wish for the Biltmore?
I hope she stays true for 100 more years. It looks so beautiful now. I know it can continue to be if we nurture it and take care of it. And I think generations to come deserve to have something so beautiful and so historic be maintained, because it really is a jewel of South Florida.